Okay, so here's 29b. So they give us the rectangular coordinates of this point P. It's -2, 5. So again, it's going to be over here in this second quadrant. X is -2 here, and Y is 5. So here's our point. And right away we can figure out what R is. It's going to be the square root of -2 squared plus 5 squared, or the square root of 29. And theta is going to be the arctangent or inverse tangent of 5 over -2, or in other words, the arctangent of -2.5. And so here's the interesting thing. So I don't know what the arctangent of -2.5 is, unlike that first example I gave you where we know what the angle is. In this case, I don't know what the angle is. So, okay, so I go to my calculator and I ask the calculator, what's the arctangent of -2.5? And it gives me, guess what? An angle here, -1.19 radians. Aha. Okay, so again, it's a reminder that the arctangent of a number is not a function because there's not a single right answer. There's even within this limited domain, which again our domain is -pi to pi, there's two right answers. And the calculator chooses to give me this one. Well, that's okay, because if I want to know what this angle is, this is 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Or, in other words, it's simply pi plus -1.19, and that equals... see, I don't have the number memorized. Let me look at it. Okay, yeah, that's where you get 1.95 radians. Okay, so now we're starting to see what's going on. So the angle I would be thinking of first of all is this angle, which we now figured out is 1.95 radians. If that's the case, then R is positive. So we've got the square root of 29 and 1.95. But yeah, we've learned that R can be negative, and that's where this angle comes in. So if you're down in this quadrant, what I call the fourth quadrant down here, we are on a line at an angle of -1.19, but we can go in the opposite direction, 180 degrees otherwise, in the other direction, if we simply consider R to be negative. So that's where the negative root 29 comes in. So I hope that makes sense. When you come across these problems, just remember that R can be negative. There is a logic to that, and you just have to remember when R is negative, the angle that we're talking about is going to be 180 degrees opposite of the direction that R is going to go in, if that makes sense. So I know that's a little confusing. It's hard for me to put it in words, but hopefully with these diagrams you can see what we're talking about. Okay, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, before I sign off, again, I think it's obvious why both angles work. This is -2, 5, and this is 2, -5. But the y over x is going to be -2.5 in both cases. over here, you would have a -2 and a -5, and it would be the arctangent of positive 2.5. And so that's why this is, yeah. And so there's, if you had an angle down here, but R was negative, then it would be up here. So it would be an analogous case. Okay,